Well, every year, more than 350,000 people go into cardiac arrest outside of a hospital. Their only hope? Well, that someone around them knows what to do. As we mark National CPR and AED Awareness Week, we want to make sure that you could be one of those lifesavers. So I would like to welcome Dr. Ash Panchal, who works at the OSU Wexner Medical Center and also volunteers for the American Heart Association. So thanks for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
So let's talk first about some statistics, because we want to know how important is it in the grand scheme that people know CPR?
Well, I think you penned it well. 350,000 people in the United States each year are affected with cardiac arrest. The scary point about this fact is that we think it's not that common, and the reality of it is that if you do the math, 40 people per hour are having a cardiac arrest event. And so it's something which actually strikes all of us in some part of our lives. The scary point is when we look at those people, 70% of those people are actually having those arrests at home. So who are the people who are going to respond? It's going to be your aunt, your uncle, mom, dad, son,
Sure.
young kids. I mean, these are the people who are going to be the ones who are going to be your lifesaver. Now, when we talk about, again, those individuals who are affected with cardiac arrest, only about 90% of them die. So almost all of them are actually having bad outcomes. So those 10%, how do we increase that 10%? The amazing thing is CPR increases that 10%. It actually increases your chance of survival by 2 to 3-fold.
Okay, so that's great, and it's simple CPR. If you get down and learn it, it doesn't take a lot of time. So you have one of the kind of demos here with us. You're going to show us.
Yeah.
I mean, and you could teach somebody in 60 seconds.
That's correct. And we've actually done studies on this where we do 60-second videos. That actually gets people to actually learn how to do CPR. And it's really, really easy for us to do the whole process of CPR, which is really calling 911 and pushing hard and fast. Those are the simple 2 little steps that we want people to learn about and do. Now, the fact of the matter is, though, everyone worries, oh, don't I need to have a card? Don't I need to have all these different things so I could be certified to do this? Well, we've already proven this. We know that hands-only CPR, trained by you and I, by my uncle training me, that in and of itself is enough to save a life. So if you just do that little bit, it's enough.
And if you watch that 60-second video, you learn some tips, you try, and it works. Obviously, you didn't need to be certified. You figured it out, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's the whole hope.
Exactly.
All right, so let's look at this demo. Show us how
Great.
you would teach somebody just how to do CPR.
Well, so this is actually a mannequin that we have in our CPR Anytime kit. So basically, we have a little kit that you take home. It has a DVD in it where you can actually pop the DVD in at home and just watch the video. It shows you how to do CPR, and the mannequin itself is really straightforward. It's just like a little blow up mannequin.
A little raft kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. You could probably float on it.
Yeah.
So it can save a lot of different things. I'm just going to come down here for a second and show you.
Perfect.
And so literally, when we're talking about what we want to teach here, we're trying to teach hands-only CPR. So yes, we have a mouth. Yes, we have an airway. I'm not going to worry about that, because for hands-only CPR, what I need to do as a person at home is I need to do 2 steps. One, I want to call 911, or I'm going to ask my buddy Robin here to call 911.
Or I'm on the phone.
She's on the phone.
Right.
And then my job is to put my hands in the middle of the chest and push hard and fast. So first things first, I'm going to bend over, get all lined up here, put my hands on, and push hard and fast.
And I know you can do this to the tune of Staying Alive.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, Staying Alive, the Bee Gees are a great thing. I love the concept of staying alive because it kind of keeps you thinking about what you need to do, that your hands are this person's heart. So as long as you're doing your compressions and you're doing what you need to do, they have the best chance to live. Now, one of the things you probably heard when I was pushing is you'll hear that click.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so that click actually tells you that you're actually pushing hard enough. So one of the things that we always talk about is pushing hard and fast. Hard is a pretty generic statement. And in general, what we want to say is we want you to push 2 inches, so really get in there as far as you can so that you can actually compress the heart down and get that blood flow going to the brain. And remember, every time that heart compresses, that blood flow goes to the brain. At the same token, when your hearts come up, it opens up that heart and lets it refill with blood.
And I bet you a lot of people are kind of hesitant. They think they're being too hard, but you really can't be.
No. Yeah, the fact of the matter is that this is the sad truth, is that this patient is probably dying in front of you or is already dead. And the fact of the matter is that you cannot hurt them more. The injury that you would do from cracking a rib or anything is minimal compared to the fact that you could actually save their lives.
We are running out of time, so I want to quickly mention House Bill 113 that just passed. This is huge, and this is how high school kids now are going to be learning CPR, right?
Yes, so House Bill 113 is an exciting piece. So what basically it says is that now we are actually have legislation having our high school students learn CPR as a basic skill before they graduate.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
there's also a nice internship program at the hospital at OSU Wexner, kind of taking that to the next level. So you guys are really invested into getting this into the people's hands.
Yeah, our cardiac arrest internship group, we just actually formed it. We have 14 interns who are actually a one-year longitudinal program where they learn how to do CPR themselves, and then they're trainers. And this year we got a pilot program for the American Heart Association to do a CPR in Schools University pilot. So we're going to teach as many people, as many students at the university how to do CPR. You'd be amazed. A lot of young people actually have cardiac arrest too.
All right, and we do have a link to that 60-second video on both our Daytime Facebook page as well as our Daytime web links page. So if you want to go there, learn to do CPR. Dr. Penchal, thank you for being with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you again.